Chapter 241 True Supreme Yang Fire. No one on the stage dared to provoke Songshi again. They did not even dare to mock him. Otherwise, if they were targeted by this guy, their half a day of hard work would be for naught. Crazy. This guy is really crazy. You don't focus on climbing the immortal opportunity platform and fight with others. Do you really think you can't use up all your nomological power? Maybe this old ghost is just covering for the other members of the Heavenly Ghost sect. He hasn't thought about how far he can go. The people below the stage started discussing. This time, not to mention Great Jin, even people from other countries knew about the blood-robed old ghost now. After asking casually and knowing the situation, they all felt that this person was crazy. After Songshi dealt with the Yi family, he looked at the treasure at the 3,000 steps. This was the threshold of the Mystic Realm reward. Light balls floated in the air behind the 3,000 steps. There were thousands of them distributed in different areas. The higher they went, the fewer they were. Their value increased correspondingly. Treasures that were usually very rare could be seen here. Puppets, ancient talismans, formation plates, and so on could be seen everywhere. After climbing another 1,000 steps in one go, Songshi sized up the ball of light floating above his head. There were all kinds of Dharma treasures, ingredients, and elixirs. There was a dazzling array of them. And they were even more abundant than in the trading company. After a quick scan, Songshi suffered from difficult choice. This flying sword looks good. The puppet is very exquisite. It's actually similar to a real person. There are also quite a few medicinal pills. Songshi pondered as he walked. He did not lack Dharma treasures and talismans. Firstly, he had two numinous treasures and also the heavenly talisman techniques that allowed him to condense talismans at will. He did not lack cultivation techniques. The 9 Yang divine technique and the pure Yang scripture were both divine techniques and immortal techniques. There were many divine powers and spells, but there was a limited number of high-end divine powers and spells. In this way, he only needed to choose medicinal pills, divine powers, and the stranger, unique things. No matter how high-end the rewards of the first level are, they won't be that high. There's no need to consider cultivation techniques and divine arts. In the end, Songshi chose pills and other treasures that could increase his cultivation level. Now that he had condensed the 7th golden core, he still needed majestic energy. He could use it immediately after obtaining it. It was just that there were many types of medicinal pills. He could not be 100% sure if they were what he needed with just his naked eye. He could only rely on luck. With that thought in mind, he continued climbing the steps. After 1,000 more steps, the pressure had already doubled, and it was present every moment. Songshi was not too affected. After walking a few hundred steps, he saw a ball of light. There was a ball of golden flames inside, emitting an extremely yang aura. What is this? This is what I need. Songshi became interested and walked towards the ball of light. He was not in a straight line with his target. The path he took diagonally would be further, and he would consume more energy in the end. When Chen Yiling and the others saw Songshi's movements, they were rather speechless. Was this person really walking around the market as he pleased? Well, just choose a reward from the place we pass by. There's no need to waste our energy looking for it like him. Luo Kai comforted himself. All we have to do is climb more steps. The shortest straight line. Not many people walk diagonally. I'm impressed. Lu Yuayu complained and looked at Chen Yiling. Where are you from? Elder told me not to talk to you. Chen Yiling used Songshi as a shield. Songshi had already left the team and walked down the stairs one by one. Soon, the pressure was comparable to 3 times that of a mid-stage golden core cultivator. This time, Songshi's footsteps also slowed down a little. The 3 times pressure was omnidirectional, and it was present both inside and outside. The speed at which his dharmic power circulated clearly slowed down, and every move he made seemed to be dragging something. According to this ratio, if you want to complete the steps, you have to withstand at least 10 times the pressure of the same level. Moreover, it's not in a short period of time. You have to complete 1,000 steps. Songshi took a deep breath. He thought that his foundation was not bad, but he really did not have much confidence in surviving 10 times the pressure. He temporarily focused on what was in front of him and began to adjust his state. No matter how deep his foundation was, there was no need to waste his energy. He also wanted to improve his control over his strength under the pressure of this step. He estimated that apart from testing the foundation of the mystic realm, it also had the purpose of testing the cultivator's ability to control his powers. If he did not waste any energy, the chances of successfully reaching the top would naturally be higher. Of course, he estimated that there was also a problem of choice. One had to give up something to gain something. With so many treasures in front, it was easier to be distracted. I made too many mistakes. Songshi had a strange thought as he continued walking. He collected his thoughts and quickly adjusted his state of mind. Under the pressure, Songshi was forced to learn how to accurately control the circulation and consumption of his strength, speed and nomological power. Even the distribution of his spiritual strength must be particular. Songshi was different from the other cultivators. Ordinary cultivators had to consider their consumption to prevent themselves from falling into danger due to insufficient nomological power. As for Songshi, he could be fully recover after his resurrection. His nomological power was especially abundant, several times that of ordinary cultivators of the same level. There was no need to consider conservation. It was equivalent to starting from scratch to make up for some of his shortcomings. His powerful comprehension allowed him to learn very quickly. However, when he reached the 3000th step, his entire body was already covered in sweat, and his breathing became hurried. In front of him, a ball of light floated. There was a high-grade Dharma treasure inside. Songshi did not even look at it. His physique was comparable to Dharma treasures, so there was no need for him to take too many Dharma treasures. He walked past the balls of light and approached the 6000th step. This meant that the treasure in the ball of light was about to reach the second level. Upon closer inspection, pure fire attribute power spread out through the ball of light, causing the nearby temperature to rise and constantly distort. What pure fire attribute power? It seems to be a flame similar to my pure yang true fire. Songshi was deep in thought. He slowly walked over and was about to reach out to take it. Blood-robed old ghost, right? A slightly domineering voice sounded from behind the door. I've already reserved this. It's best if you don't touch it. Songshi could not be bothered to turn his head. He grabbed the ball of light and received a message. The same reward could only be obtained once. He was not surprised and continued to make contact. Puchi, feble of light shattered, and a wisp of pure golden flames appeared like the sun. Songshi hurriedly released the pure yang true fire to envelop it and realized that it was still lacking. What kind of fire is this? Songshi was surprised. His pure yang true fire was even more powerful than ordinary ones. It belonged to the 9 yang true fire, but it was inferior to these flames. Hand over the supreme yang true fire. A harsh voice sounded from behind him. Then, a red flame attacked, wanting to snatch this wisp of fire. With a backhand slap, a dragon roar soared into the sky. With a bang, the person who attacked was forced back. Songshi glanced at him. He did not recognize the red-haired youth. His gaze landed on the fire in his palm. So it's the supreme yang true fire. The supreme yang true fire was stronger than his 9 yang true fire. Only when he condensed all 9 golden cores and merged the 9 yang into one could he further cultivate the supreme yang true fire. There was a wisp here, not to mention that absorbing and refining it could increase his cultivation. If he used it to comprehend, it would also help his cultivation level increase.